There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness.
Man, I never thought this day had happened. Disco Elysium, already one of the best role-playing games I've ever played. It's poignant, it's crazy, it's complex, and it's never hampered with the desire to actually hold your hand. It's also batshit insane through all of it. Few games have sentient abilities, but Disco not only has sentient abilities in your RPG, it's got a cavalcade of them, and you can find yourself arguing with yourself about yourself while yourself thinks you're stupid at the same time. That's actually not a strange moment in Disco, and somehow it all stays together. It's a DMT, D&D, WTF experience from start to finish. And you guys know me, I am in love with this game. It really does things that a lot of other RPGs have never even thought of. For example, each ability has their own train of thought, from the forward-thinking conceptualization to the quick desire electrochemistry when you do some street drugs and you find yourself arguing for you to take actions because it only makes sense, first and foremost, to do things and then ask questions never. You're a private detective in this world, in a weird world, and it's a mix of Earth-style histories and magical oddities, an almost cerebral world versus a physical one. The closest comparison I can make to you is Planescape Torment. If you want to know why I think all this, go check out why this is one of the best of the generation in my review. But today, this video is because they are doing voices for Disco Elysium. They're not only releasing the game on other platforms, including console now, but they have added voices to everything and new quests and features to what is an already extraordinary game. I make no bones about it. It's crazy-ass flowery writing is what I like. Disco Elysium spoke to me from day one, but I didn't expect the voiceover to work as well. There's a couple misses here, but overall, this is a fantastic voice cast and just a great deal of excellent ideas on how to deliver it. For example, the narrator, a deep, booming man explaining the mythologies and mysteries and magical parts that make up something as mundane as a stained glass window in this game. Want to know what it's like to have somebody tell you a scary-ass bedtime story versus reading you someone else's scary-ass bedtime story? The way to do that is to have the narration done like it's done in Disco Elysium, which is where it's more like an abridged book versus the full-on narrative. I also noticed that they pull off something I just didn't think could really be pulled off in a lot of games, and that's laughter between characters. It's actually pulled off here, and for the most part, doesn't ever feel forced. It's fantastic, guys. It is really what a DMT fever dreamed DM would play while he's talking to celestial elves. You never know exactly what's going to happen, and it's already batshit insane, but when you add on top of this that vocal narration, one of the things that Disco did that I noticed and didn't necessarily have an issue with, but it certainly was prominent, is a slight feeling of loneliness because there was so much reading and really no talking other than the very start of the game. Here, with these voices accompanying you, it actually ends up helping you understand what it's like if you had different voices in your head as a character. And if you don't have every single attribute being voiced by a different person, it's actually the one voice in your head playing those different ones. The reason why this matters is there's over 16 skills in the game. You would go absolutely insane if there were that many voice actors just for you internally. I like this. I think it works well. And the casting for the other characters, and this is a very narrative heavy driven game, is phenomenal. I gotta say, what a huge boon. I'm incredibly excited to see people take this on. It's out tomorrow. Guys, gals, if you get a chance, this is a phenomenal role-playing game start to finish. And if you want to play solo D&D and just sit back and do some crazy shit, you really can't go wrong with Disco Elysium. It's nuts at all times, but somehow still pulls out a poignant story that makes sense. So this is my mini review, we'll say, of the Final Cut. Man, it's awesome. That's it for me. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I don't know how you could, but it's possible somebody's going to bitch about it. Peace out.
What if you did it? Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. The words have already left your mouth.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? You see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty please. One more time.